iFixit.
Sure, yeah.
What's happening there?
Honestly,
Tell me, inform me.
Honestly, I don't know. So why don't we do this together?
Oh boy.
So earlier this week, yesterday, iFixit announced their smart soldering iron. This thing's kind of wild, by the way. It's this is cool. 100 watt heater, ready to solder in 5 seconds. It can run off the wall for like an entire workday, I think they advertise. It has a literal web interface that you access through like Chrome, you know, like through a browser, like an actual, you know, like a web interface. So that you can configure it. And I don't know, it looks pretty cool. I've definitely seen some discussion around the price. By the time you buy the soldering iron and the dock and, you know, whatever else, people are saying it's like hundreds of dollars, which when you compare to some of the more value-oriented options, is not that competitive.
Yeah, but there are also soldering irons that are wicked expensive.
There are, but I think that for the people who are into like hackos, you're going to pry them from their cold, dead hands.
Yeah.
I'm showing our producer cam for no reason.
Oh, I'm a JBC boy.
Oh, really?
Okay,
yeah. There you go.
Rolls Royce, baby.
Yeah.
Actually, the one I have at home is like a $40 clone, and it's like okay, but it doesn't have a battery pack. You can't like move it around.
Oh yeah, that's right. Dan's the one. He's the one who made us spend a fortune on those stupid soldering stations, isn't he?
Dude.
I
was sitting there.
They're a partner.
This is not an endorsement, but I was sitting there trying to learn on my soldering iron.
Oh yeah,
this actually happened.
Yeah.
I was trying to get Dan to like teach me how to solder.
Yeah,
and I was, you know, coming along, but I was struggling a little bit. And then he gave me the nice soldering iron. I instantly did it. Like,
and because you're learning the techniques, you're not necessarily for me to use a really broken soldering iron is difficult, but I know what's wrong, and for somebody learning, but you don't need like a $1,500 station to learn how to solder with.
Yeah,
right?
so it's like it's
something
definitely
like
a skill issue.
Yeah,
it's for sure a skill issue. But still, the nice soldering iron just made it so much easier.
And something that has like temperature
wild.
control like this, and it can get hot really quickly, and it's not super unwieldy. So the nice thing about the JBCs is they are like this size for their ends and stuff like that. But they're ultra professional levels.
Yeah.
All right. So, whoops. Where am I going? Last laptop. There we go. So back to this thing. So I've seen some commentary on the pricing. Some people are not super thrilled with it. Some people are more thrilled with it. Anyway, Vitor responds and says, now I want an LTT soldering iron. And Kyle Wiens, CEO of iFixit, says he does seem to be good at copying our products. There's been a fair amount of speculation as to what exactly he means by this. Is it gentle ribbing? Is it genuine upset? And more than one person has pointed out that on the very day that he posted this, one of our videos went live with an iFixit sponsorship in it. So what I will say is, I also don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reiterate everything that I've said about the iFixit relationship, and we'll go from there.
Sure.
So if it's gentle ribbing received. If it's not gentle ribbing, well, I don't know. We're good on our side. We're chill. We believe in the iFixit mission. We have absolutely no intention of becoming iFixit. We're not gonna even begin to approach the kind of replacement parts that they stock, the guides that they create through their community, even the type of content that they produce. They do such a great job of their teardowns that we've looked at doing that type of content before, and we've just kind of gone, yeah, I don't know, maybe someday, but realistically, this seems like it's pretty well served, evaluating the repairability of devices and stuff like that. We absolutely value iFixit as a partner. We specifically went out of our way to make our driver available as a standalone driver for people who just want a driver upgrade and they're going to put it into their iFixit kit and use it with their iFixit bits. We went out of our way to make sure that our driver was compatible with iFixit bits. So there's a whole thing. We talked about it in the short circuit live stream when we announced our precision driver, where the ISO standard is actually not what everyone, including iFixit, does. And I forget the exact detail, but basically it comes down to manufacturing tolerances. So you're supposed to have this socket, which is actually if I recall correctly, a metric translation of what is actually an imperial size. So that's supposed to be the size, and then the bits are supposed to be smaller, but what everybody else does is they make the size bigger and the bits smaller, or whatever. Basically, you're supposed to make this big enough that at the upper range of the tolerances for the bit size, they'll fit for sure. And what we did was we made this at the lower range, and then our bits were smaller. I forget. Hold on, let me think about what it is. So what happened was our initial drivers, this was too small. That's right. So everyone else makes the bits the size, and then they make their driver bigger.
Slightly oversized.
And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to make the socket the size, 4 millimeters or whatever it is, and then the bits are supposed to be smaller. So in our first samples, we had bits and sockets that fit perfectly. But when we went to put someone else's bits in our sockets, we realized the ones that were at the high end of the tolerance range were too big. So we had to go back and we had to make ours wider like everyone else. And anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is that we went out of our way to make sure that the driver was compatible to reduce waste. So if people already have a set, they can upgrade to the fidget spinner / precision driver without wasting all of the bits in case that they already have. But we also wanted to offer an option with the ideas that we had to improve the product that would include bits and a case. So, I don't know. If he's serious about it, I don't really know what to make of that. We're still down to work together. I disagree, I guess. I will say that. I disagree that it's a copied product. iFixit didn't invent precision screwdrivers. iFixit didn't invent bit cases. And, from my point of view, either it's a copy at a higher price, in which case he shouldn't be worried about it.
Right.
Or it's a product that innovated with things like this magnetically detachable, nicely cool, stackable case, deeper bits that make their way into, recessed housings more easily, an all-metal driver that has bit storage. They do have one with bit storage, but it's not all metal, higher quality bearing, replaceable tops, stronger magnet. No, I think it's about as different as a product can be and still be a precision screwdriver. We added magnets to the inside.
Yeah, that's nice. It's a parts tray, effectively. Yeah.
And to be clear, the iFixit one can also be used as a parts tray, but it won't be magnetic.
Yeah.
So there you go. I don't know. Is he mad? Who knows? Are we working on a soldering iron? Not at this time. But if we thought there was room to innovate and make a better soldering iron, I'm not going to rule out anything. We definitely have other products in our roadmap that are tools, and therefore will probably overlap with anyone who sells tools. But part of our product development philosophy is that we don't just make the same thing that's already out there. If we aren't adding something, then I don't see why we'd bother. And in some cases, what we're adding can be as simple as making it more affordable. Like
most things I have to do around my house basically just require a screwdriver. So I have LTT screwdrivers for everything. I had to use a hammer last night. Wasn't an LTT hammer. Disappointed.
We actually do have a potential product spec for a hammer. I have some ideas.
Okay. That was entirely a joke, but all right.
No,
it's true. I mean, what I said is not untrue. I used a hammer last night, and I literally pulled it out and was like, it's like blue. It's not orange and black.
I have ideas.
All right.
And you know what? Sometimes it can be as simple as coming in at a lower price. Like, I think that anti-static work mats are overpriced, essentially. So our mod mat, which we actually created in collaboration with ModRite, who has been doing mod mats for Lord only knows how long. They
didn't they patent it?
Yeah, like
since the beginning.
way back in the day. So they're pretty OG. So we actually partnered with them, and ours is going to be coming soon. It's going to be very price competitive compared to what's out there, and that's still like profitable. So yeah, if we see an area where we can improve the state of the market, then yeah, we'll go for it. But if we don't, then we're not just looking to come in and copy someone else's product. And I reject the assertion that this is a copied product. And if it is a copied product, they should have no problem recopying it. And then theirs is better. And that's how competition works. Then everybody's product is better. I mean, we didn't patent anything here. Even if we could have, which I don't think we could have. But even if we could have, that's not really how we roll. I do think at some point we'll probably have to patent something. But that's not a bridge that we've really had to cross yet. I think if we ever did like a new, you know what, it's probably better for me to just not even say. There are a couple things that we have in development that could potentially benefit from being patented, but patent tax write-offs. Yeah, sure. Let me get right on that. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, hopefully we're still cool. We love you, iFixit. And if you guys are mad, sorry.